Hey guys, I just wanted to show you some of my favorite vegan foundations really quick and go over um, which ones are going to be good for specific skin types. I don't have every skin type, obviously, but I actually have combination skin, and it's used to be extremely acneic and extremely oily, and then so I've had different things that I've tried over the years, and I have also used things that if my skin is drier and I use an oily foundation, I can tell it's working out, but if my skin's super oily, it's too heavy. So I've kind of just tested a lot of things out over the years, and this is not everything I like. There are other things, and I'm sure I'm forgetting something. I feel like I'm forgetting something, but I'm just going to go over some of the things that I had just pulled out real quick for you guys. So anyway, one of my favorite really quick routine foundations is the All Natural Face. Use their Fix It spray, which is supposed to be a really good dupe for the MAC one. I hardly ever used MAC. I just had terrible, every time I went there, their customer service was terrible and they were just rude. So I really never bought anything from them. But I have heard that this is a really great dupe for that. And I've used it as a setting spray, as a like a primer before I do my makeup, and then after as a refresher, and it's really good. And I order the little sample baggies because I already have some empty jars. So I just order the sample baggies. I use Almond Goddess is my shade, and I'm like the fairest neutral of whatever line is out there. But this is the the fairest of the neutral tones I think that they have. So anyway, what I do is I just dampen a brush with the Fix It spray, and then dip it into the powder, and then dip it into an empty lid and swirl it until it kind of makes this creamy consistency. And you buff it on, and it's full coverage, but it's like a satin finish, and it doesn't look cakey or anything. You only need like a little bit, and it just looks really good. And it lasts a while. That is one that I like to use for combination and oily skin. I would not recommend it if you have dry skin or really texturized skin. When my skin looks dehydrated, I tend to stay away from powders. So yeah, so that one's a really good one for oily, for the summertime, things like that. Another mineral foundation one is Genulence. Sorry, some of these jars look really kind of dirty, but this one's in Golden Ginger. This is sort of when I'm a little bit darker in the summertime, or if I use a sunless tanner color. But either way, they have a wide range of shades, and they give really good coverage. I would say for combo to normal to dry skin would be the best for this. When I had really oily skin, I used it, and it gave great coverage, but it would start to separate over the day. So Genulence is a good full coverage, medium coverage to be used on its own. Wide range of shades. I mean, I'm talking super fair, like very fair skin to dark skin. So that's really nice, and they have a nice long line of products. Monavie is another really great line. They have a really big focus on like gluten-free and vegan, and the biggest thing that I noticed that they are a proponent of is just having a shade for every skin tone. And you can actually even contact them if you feel like you don't see something that is your shade, like if you're maybe right in between, to contact them and try and work that out, or even visit them and have a shade match done. They're located in Maryland, and I met the owner, and she's absolutely amazing. So this is a really good company, and they have a ton of makeup, like a ton. So yes, I love this line. Oh, sorry. So anyway, this foundation is, I would say, medium coverage. And you can use a damp brush. You could even use the Fix It spray if you wanted to. But I just used like distilled water in a spritz bottle, or aloe water. And do the same thing I do with the All Natural Face one. Just dip it into the powder and then into a lid, make it creamy, and blend it on. And it has a nice, it gives like a little bit of like a shine to your face, but not super like sparkly or anything like that. It just looks like you're not wearing a bunch of makeup. So this one is really good for oily skin types, combo skin types, but I would not say for dry skin types. Okay. So let's see what else. Okay, so I did try the e.l.f. Moisturizing Stick Foundation. I would say this is good for combination to dry. Uh, I would not recommend this for oily skin. And this is the shade Ivory, and it is sorry, my nose is itchy. This is the shade Ivory, and it looks like it would match me, but it's actually really kind of like a pinky peachy color. I thought this would be more on the yellow side with the way that it looks, and it's not. It's a little orangey on me, so I'm a little bummed out by that. It doesn't bother me too much. I you know, it's whatever, but it does give really good coverage. It's got antioxidants, vitamin E, things like that, but it does move. So unless you're planning on setting it with a powder and you don't mind wearing powder, and you need something that's really moisturizing, and you know, as long as you're not getting a lot of separating and creasing, if your skin's drier, this is a good one for that. I wouldn't really recommend it for oily skin or acne prone skin. But if you need coverage for sunspots, dark spots, dryness, things like that, this is a good one for that. And it's actually, this would probably be a good cake foundation for theater. Let's see, what else? Okay, so one that I would say is good for acne prone skin, because I did use it a lot when I had a lot of breakouts, and I was afraid. Here's the thing. I was low on money, and I really needed something that was going to give me full coverage, because I was really feeling really sensitive about my skin. And I went with the Wet n Wild Coverall foundation. This foundation reminds me of, I'm trying to think of what it reminds me of. It reminds me of a high-end foundation that I used to use, and I can't think of it now. But it was one that I used to use when I was at Sephora, and it was maybe thinking NARS. But anyway, it was a really high-end, you know, full coverage foundation, and this works just like that. And it doesn't leave you with a really dry, chalky look or anything like that, but it's really good for acne-prone, full coverage, oily skin. It's lightweight, it's matte, it just looks soft, and it comes in very fair shades, and I did see some really dark ones as well. They had them online, they didn't have them in the store, so that's unfortunate, at least where I'm at. Hopefully they have some, like they start carrying more of the deeper shades. Yes, this is good for, like, they have a lot of shades, and then it gives full coverage. So, but I would not recommend this for dry skin, not recommend this for extremely dehydrated skin. This is better for the acne, oily. And also, okay, so if you don't have a lot of breakouts, you have just mild breakouts, mild discoloration, you just want some decent coverage, one thing I really like to do is take an SPF, like foundation, or not foundation, like a moisturizer, and I take a little bit of the Come Correct. This is like, it's not really the same Coverall line. I think the Coverall foundation and powder are not vegan. This one is. So this is a different line that they came out with, but this one is supposed to be vegan. This I mix, it's really full coverage, and this reminds me of the Tarte concealer. I think it's like the Maracuja Creaseless or something like. It's one of their full coverage concealers, but it's a kind of similar tube and coverage. But anyway, and also the Makeup Forever one. So this I just mix in with a little bit of moisturizer. If you have one that you really love that mixes well with makeup, and I use a stippling brush and just, you know, blend it all over. And that's a really good, like, medium coverage, dewy finish, you know, look for the day. And that's good for me, even though I get oily in the summer. It works out for me well because this dries to a matte finish. So as long as you're not using a super oily moisturizer, if you combine this with like a mattifying moisturizer and it's sort of mattifying, you're going to get, you know, more coverage, less like cakey looking, less shiny looking. So this is really good for that. It's also really good for just coverage in general. I know this is a video about foundation, but this one is just a good concealer all around if you're looking for something inexpensive that is vegan. And this one for me is in the shade, well, Fair, yeah. So this is in Fair. And, okay, so if you guys want something that is good for, I would say most skin types besides extremely oily, if you're really, really oily, I would avoid this. Or if you have a primer that you feel like controls oil really well and a setting spray and setting powder that control oil really well, then you can use this. But acne prone, if you're in need of full coverage, if you're dry skin, dehydrated skin, aging skin, this is the Silk Naturals HD Cream Foundation, and it comes in this little, ooh, little fuzzy. It comes in, I know all my makeup looks super pretty, right? This little twisty up tube, which actually I wasn't really a fan of stick foundations before they started becoming really trendy, but it really does kind of feel like it takes a step out. You know, like instead of applying from the bottle to your hand or to something else and then picking it up and putting it onto your face, like you just draw this on your face and then blend it in. And the other thing is this doesn't take forever to blend, especially if you get a shade that is close to your skin type, and they have a lot of shades as well. But yes, this, it's gluten-free and totally vegan, and it's only got a couple ingredients in it. I think it's mostly based off of coconut oil, but it really, I'm actually wearing it today. I didn't put a lot on. My skin is looking a little bit kind of sallow because I've been really, there's been some stuff going on in our lives that's a little bit well, very stressful. But so I've just been kind of stressed and dehydrated. But yeah, as far as I think my skin looks really good for having all that going on. This really, I used I mean, I'll just show you, like, it's real. I mean, you see that? It covered up my little freckle there. So anyway, yes, it's a nice, just creamy foundation, and I really like it. And this one is Neutral 20. I think they have an N10, but that was like really, really fair. So if you're really fair or really deep skinned, that's a good one to go with. If you're looking for a moisturizing, lightweight, you know, light to medium coverage, just a generic all around decent cruelty-free vegan foundation, I would try the Beauty Without Cruelty. This is a, you know, no bells and whistles, just your basic, you know, foundation. I am pretty much out of it, but it's probably gonna, yeah, this was a well-loved foundation. This one is good. If you apply it with a sponge, you're gonna get a little more coverage. It does leave a nice satin, dewy finish on the skin. And I really like this, and I actually used to love pairing this with the All Natural Face foundation powder. I would use a little bit of this just to even out my skin tone, and then take the All Natural Face mineral foundation and buff it, and my skin just looked freaking flawless. It was amazing. It's not that I don't love that anymore, it's just that I've pretty much ran out of this, and there's just so many other things that I need to finish up that are, you know, kind of mostly gone, not completely gone, half gone, and I just prefer to kind of use everything up. So, but I would definitely go back to that because I really liked that. If you want something that's a little bit comparable to MAC, I had tried their foundations before. I've had people do my makeup in the past. And you want some nice fancy packaging, some beautiful stuff that's in like glass bottles, and my dog is whining right now. Then I would try Imani. They have a wide range of shades. They cater to a lot of different skin tones, a lot of different skin types, and they have really beautiful makeup for like flawless skin. Their primer is great. This is a little more on, the ones that I showed you are pretty much on the not so expensive end. This is when you start to get in more to the more of like the median price range. But you get a really, I mean, this bottle, ooh, oh God, I felt like I was gonna drop it. This bottle is a pretty decent sized bottle, and they fill it up. But this is, you can see like a, you know, like a creamier foundation. This is really, really great. It's kind of thick. So you really, I mean, like this would be like my whole face. So It does look a little dark on my hand, but it blends into my face really well. This one's, or 210 Natural Beige. If you can see that. I'm not trying to just make it all blurry. But yeah, it does look orangey and really dark compared to, but my hand's lighter than my face. So yeah, this is a really great one for drier, aging, dehydrated, devitalized skin, and normal skin. Combo skin might be able to do well with this. Maybe not in the summertime because you're going to get that oiliness. But this one's really good for me in the fall and winter. So, another one that this actually, so this is the Pacifica Dreamy Cover Bare Face Serum Foundation with SPF 20. This has a lot of things in it. Skincare benefits, the SPF, it's silicone free, it's vegan. It's really cool. The only thing is that's really funny about this is I hesitated trying this. Pacifica had sent me this as a gift, and I did not want to try it because I was like, oh, serum, like, it's going to be like streaky and cakey and like separate everywhere and stuff. This is the strangest foundation ever. It's really good. I'll have to show you. Well, first of all, it's a disaster on the lid because I'm not really good at keeping things. Like, I have so much makeup. But it comes out like really like watery looking. You're supposed to shake it up, and it does feel oily when you first, like this would be a nightmare to people that have oily skin. They would absolutely just freak out if they saw this. It's super like slippery, oily looking. The thing is though, it's actually pretty much like full coverage, which is weird for such a thin formula. It covers really quickly and it doesn't really separate or anything over the day, especially when you set it. I think a lot of that happens when you use coconut oil based foundations. The coconut oil it's like a dry oil, which means you put it on and it absorbs quickly and it just doesn't leave a greasy film on your skin. And I'm pretty sure that's what's in this. I don't see it on here. It was on the box, but you're supposed to shake it up really well, which I probably don't do all of the time. So anyway, moving on. So those are the foundations. If you have any questions or you want any suggestions for your skin type or tone or anything like that, just, leave me a comment or message me. I'm on Instagram, so at Supernatural Girl. You can email me. There's just a million ways to contact me. So you can ask me anything you need to ask me within reason. So, I'm just going to go over a couple other things real quick if you guys want to stick around for this. I'm just going to show you some setting powders. So the Williams Pro Zero powders are really great. This one's like tinted and has like, it smells like Fruit Loops. Like it's got like, it's got lavender essential oil and lemon myrtle, and it makes it smell like Fruit Loops, which is freaking amazing. But it has a little bit of a tint to it, so it tones down like any redness, things like that, but just slightly. So this one's tinted, and then this one is the Untainted Zero Powder Fragrance Free Translucent, and these are really great. I feel like I get the best result from them when I use a damp sponge. So you use a damp sponge and you dip it into the powder and then press it onto the skin, and then take a fluffy brush like my furless one here, and then you just lightly buff it out, and that really helps to set your makeup. So if you're using something that you love, that you feel gives you really good coverage, but your makeup just moves over the day, the Williams Pro Zero powder is a really good one to try to keep your makeup in place. I also really like Everyday Minerals. Their setting powders are really good. They had a glowy one and I used it up really quickly. So I've been out of it for a while, but this is the Calm and Collected. It's like a skin tint. So if you're getting a little bit darker and you still need a makeup set, this one's good to just have on hand in general. I can use it as a bronzer. It's really sheer, but it gives you a lot of color. So that's really cool. I really like it. And it's like a universal kind of bronze. Also another thing that helps in general just to make your skin look like glowy and a little more healthy, not so flat and just muted. I got this. This is the Aphrodite Inner Glow Powder. This is a sample from Pumpkin and Poppy. And if you like looking a little bit glowy, but not super shiny, like you're afraid of that super crazy, like, you know, drag queen highlight, or, you know, kind of like what a lot of people are doing now is like intense highlighting, then this is really good. It's just like a very light one. And actually, I kind of like to use it all over because it just picks up light a little bit around the face. So yeah, that one's the Pumpkin and Poppy Aphrodite Inner Glow Powder. The e.l.f. one, which totally broke. This is Moonlight Pearls. It's one of their, you know, just their little highlighter powders. This one is really good. And this, I'm wearing this one today. It will pick up a lot of pigment. It's really pigmented, so you only really need a little bit. And it's pretty shimmery, you can see. So that one I really like, and it lasts forever. I've had this thing far longer than I should have. So, but lastly, my super favorite, of all time one is the Lilly Lolo Doll Face, and I only use this on special occasions because I don't want to run out of it. But it's actually, I think it's supposed to be like a cheek color, and it reminds me of an eye color I used to have from Bare Minerals years ago. But it's like this really beautiful, like, shimmery pink thing. You see that? Look how pretty that is. So that's going to be more on the side of like an intense highlight, you know, like if you want more of that intense highlight. But it really makes your skin look healthy. I can't see my skin though. I probably just made it look really crazy. But you just take like a thin brush and just like a fan brush and just brush it on. It just looks really nice. But anyway, that's pretty much it. I can't think of anything else that I wanted to show you guys, but I will probably do another update in a couple months because I'll probably have tried some other foundations. But yes, if you guys have any questions or need any suggestions for your skin type, or if you're looking for a specific thing and I didn't mention any of that here, yeah, just shoot me a message and I will try to help you out. Please subscribe so that I can keep doing all of this for you guys and trying out products. But yeah, love you guys. Thanks for watching.